What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm going to do a 15-20 minute live, but I've got to get on a call just before 3 o'clock. So we're going to do some, live Q&As. If there's any questions that anyone has, I would be very, very pleased to answer any questions that you've got regarding the business of buying and flipping inventory or earning finder's fees. We can look at both. Any questions regarding finder's fees, any questions regarding flipping inventory. The thing is that a lot of people don't realise is that wherever you are in the world, there are actually deals staring right at you, in your face. Hey, Leon, how you doing? I forgot you'd come into this group. So yeah, we're just gonna do a quick 15 minutes live because I've got to get on a call just before 3 o'clock overseas. So yeah, I was saying a lot of people don't realise that wherever you are in the world, there are deals to be had, and a lot of people don't realise this. But whatever city you live in, or you might not live in a city, you might live in a town, but so the nearest city to where you live, there could be actual deals staring right at you. You just got to know how to actually find them. And you know, right now there are a lot of warehouses as in storage companies, logistics companies, freight forwarders, warehousing companies, logistics, freight, all those types of companies. So transport companies, haulage companies, freight companies, storage companies, warehousing companies. All these types of companies have warehouses. They all have warehousing. They don't just have lorries, delivering stuff. They actually do offer storage facilities. What's happening right now, and it's not just in the UK as well, it's actually everywhere, all over the world, is that there's a lot of these warehouses that they are storing goods for companies. That's what they do. They get paid to store other companies' goods, other companies' pallets of goods. And what's been happening the last year is, with the pandemic, there's a lot of companies, lots of companies, that are unfortunately in trouble, financially in trouble. Some have gone bankrupt, some are struggling and literally running out of cash in their businesses. What's happening with a lot of these warehousing companies is that they are storing for companies, and a lot of these companies are basically getting behind on their storage rent. And a lot of companies who store goods in a third-party warehouse, they have a monthly storage bill, and a lot of these storage bills are massive. Some companies have storing hundreds, even thousands of pallets of goods on behalf of another company. And what we're seeing is a lot of these companies are falling into trouble, who are storing their goods in these warehouses. What's happening is that they're getting behind on their storage costs. They're not paying the storage bills, and the goods that they are storing are not going out, because goods that go into a warehouse has to rotate. They come into a warehouse, so you've got companies importing goods from overseas, and then they come into a warehouse. Well, those goods shouldn't be sitting in a warehouse for long. A lot of companies work on maybe a 2 or 3 month basis where, you know, goods have to come in and then rotate and go back out again to their customers. If those goods are not moving anywhere and they're paying storage on those goods, then and that company is actually in trouble because of the pandemic. Sales are slowing. Lots of reasons. You know, their customers are cancelling orders on them. They're just getting behind. They're chasing the tails. And, you know, what's happening is they're getting behind on their storage costs. And these storage companies are not getting paid for storing these goods. What happens is these storage companies start taking a lien. It's called a lien, L-I-E-N, a lien. It's like legal entitlement to those goods in their warehouse. What they're saying is to their customer, look, if you're not going to pay your storage bill, we're going to take ownership of those goods sitting in our warehouse. We're going to legally take title to those goods, and we will own those goods, and we will sell those goods to recover our storage costs. That's what a lot of these warehouses are doing right now. And a lot of these warehouse companies are storing for, you know, online retailers, bricks and mortar retailers who are struggling. You know, not even just, you know, even manufacturers they're storing for. Other wholesalers, distributors, importers, exporters. But there's certainly a lot of these warehouse companies who are storing on behalf of, you know, retailers. So, you know, I get emails and I get messages from people on LinkedIn, places like that, who say to me, look, we've got some goods in our warehouse that we're storing on behalf of, they don't say who, but they are storing goods for someone, and they are offering me those goods. And I'm saying, well, what's the story with these goods? Well, why are you offering me these goods when you're storing those goods on behalf of someone else? And they say, well, actually, we've taken a lien on those goods. We now legally own those goods because the company we were storing for haven't been paying us our storage bills. They've got behind and behind and behind. In the end, we've had to legally, through a lawyer, take title, take a lien over those goods in a warehouse. It's going on everywhere, guys. It's going on in the UK, it's going on in Europe, I know it's going on in the US. So, you know, I've been clearing stock out of a few different warehouses. I know a few guys that are, you know, I know Leon has on here. I know he's been clearing some stuff out of a warehouse as well. So these are just warehousing companies, you know, the standalone warehousing company. There might be a haulage or transport or logistics or freight company who actually have warehousing as well. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, is there's a lot of deals staring at you right under your nose right now, and it could be right in your home city. Like, you know, I'm near Leeds, so in Leeds there's a lot of warehousing companies, a lot of freight companies, logistics companies. All these companies potentially, some of them at least, might have some inventory in their warehouse that they need to get rid of. And, you know, every week I'm getting offered stuff from UK and abroad, just from warehousing companies. So all I'm saying is there's an opportunity to reach out to these warehousing companies, either phone them up or email them. And by the way, if you're going to email them, don't email them from you know, a Gmail address or those types of addresses. You look unprofessional, you know. Use a proper domain email address and just email them. Say, look, I'm just seeing if you've got any stock or products in your warehouse that is bankrupt stock, slow moving stock. Maybe you've taken a lien out on a company. Basically anything that is in your warehouse that you want to sell for cash. And there's a lot of this going on right now. There's loads of it, and you've got to remember a lot of companies are storing their goods in a third-party warehouse. They're not storing goods in their own warehouse. Most companies don't have their own warehouse. Most companies just have an office, and when they import goods, they just use a third-party warehouse. There's thousands, right? I'm not exaggerating. There's thousands of warehousing companies, okay? And I guarantee a lot of them have got stock sitting in their warehouse right now that, from a company that's from an unpaid storage bill, or a company that's gone bankrupt, or a company that's even just disappeared on them, literally just disappeared. I bought some goods from a warehouse in Ireland, and I said, what's happened with the company? They said, they just disappeared. They just vanished on us, owing us money. But think about it, guys, and this is just so true. When you drive up and down the motorways, or if you're in America, the highways, cruising up the highway. If you drive up and down the motorways, and I don't that often these days, but a lot of people do. What do you see? What do you see when you're driving up and down these motorways? Fucking shitloads of new warehouses being built, or warehouses being extended. The whole world is running out of storage space. Why? Because of the online retail space. There's more companies now importing goods into their country to sell online. So all these warehouses are bursting at the seams. I mean, Amazon warehouses are bursting at the seams. Amazon FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. They hold other people. They hold Amazon sellers' stock that they, pick and pack and post on behalf of an Amazon seller. It's called Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA. And, I'm getting offered surplus inventory from Amazon sellers all the time. All the time. I've got Amazon seller. I've got 1,000 units of this. It's in an Amazon warehouse. It's just become slow moving. It's surplus. But like I say, the whole world is running out of storage space. There's warehouses being built all the time because we're running out of storage. There's more goods being imported into our country or wherever than ever before. There's so many online retailers now. And obviously, even bricks and mortar retailers. Everyone needs somewhere to store their goods. And at the end of the day, these warehouses that are being built are, they're storing lots of different companies' products. And lots of these companies are continuously making mistakes. They're making mistakes. They're importing too many of something into the country. They might see a product, they import it from China. They might import 50,000 units of a product. They might only sell 30,000 or 40,000. They've got a load left that they can't sell. It might be a product that was trendy. It might have been a trending product that was popular at the time, but a month later it's not as popular. It might be a range of products that they imported, and maybe a few of the products in that range were good sellers, but the rest of that range were shit sellers, and they've been left with that stock. There's just loads of reasons all the time. If you think about it, all these buyers that work for all these companies, these big retailers, they've all got buying departments, they've all got buyers working for them. They fucking make so many mistakes, these buyers. They see products that they like and they'll buy. And do you think they don't make mistakes and get it wrong? Do you think they don't buy products into their company and they think it's going to be a good seller, and actually it wasn't a good seller? Or they might be retailing it at a price that's too high, and it might be a product that's just very competitive, too competitive. If you go into many retail shops, you can be guaranteed that you'll find that same product online way cheaper. So people are making mistakes all the time. But not just that, obviously with the pandemic, the crisis that's going on, that has caused a big knock-on effect of companies that are struggling, are going bankrupt, going into liquidation, or they've got big cash flow problems. And a lot of companies who have cash flow problems, the first thing that they do, apart from like getting rid of employees, which is very sad, the first thing they do is they'll look at like what they've got money tied up in, and where is a lot of their money tied up? In stock. So they will get rid of stock because they're short of cash. And I know, because when I get offers on email, you can tell from the email. They say, we've got this quantity of stock in a warehouse. We need to get rid of that before the end of the month. And I'm thinking, why? Why do you need to get rid of that before the end of the month? Why? Because they've got a fucking storage bill that they need to pay before the end of the month. Or they need to reduce their storage bill, like, urgently. So, yeah, there's a lot of struggling companies right now, across lots of different industries as well. A lot of different industries. And, where is all their stock? It's in warehouses. It's all ultimately in warehouses. They're the places to, they're one of the first places to go find stock. Ring these warehouses, email them, message them on, reach out to people, warehousing companies on LinkedIn. You can even, go onto Facebook and type in storage company or warehousing company, and then filter the results to pages. You'll see the amount of storage companies there are. There's thousands and thousands. And, of course, there's other people like us contacting them. It's more about timing than anything else. It's just, I find that it's about timing. If you just reach out to a warehousing company at the right time, like this week, they might have something this week that they want to get rid of. It might be next week. It might be the week after. But yeah, you need to just reach out to warehousing companies, not not these storage unit companies, like these self-storage unit companies. Don't bother with those. They're no good. I'm talking big warehousing companies. And there's some really big warehousing companies. They've got warehouses in most big cities across the country. And if you find the right connection, and whenever they get something, they will be straight on to you. Get on a call with someone overseas now. So that's it really. As usual, good to see everyone, and if you've got any questions after this video ends, put them in the comments and I will answer them later on. And also, if you want to learn this business properly and get into this industry, and you want to work with me, send me a message in Facebook Messenger and I will speak to you there and see how I can help you. Take care, see you soon, have a good weekend, all the best.